Good afternoon, Hattiesburg. Thanks for joining us for this COVID-19 and City News briefing for Monday, August 24th. We'll start with test numbers today. These are Forest General, Merit Health Wesley, Simrai, Moffett Health Center, and Hattiesburg Clinic. As of this morning, 49,424 tests have been conducted. 5,669 have been positive. 42,913 have been negative. We have 591 pending tests currently. Today, 81 people are positive for COVID in our hospitals. That is 5 under where we've been the last 2 weeks. We have 12 under investigation that are showing signs. We're still waiting on their results. Of those 81, 24 are in the ICU. Again, this is Merit Health Wesley and Forest General combined. That is also 6 under where we've been the last 14 days. If we look at the trend line, we obviously saw a large decrease about 10 days ago. That numbers start to pick back up, but we're hoping that we can, again, continue to flatten and bend that curve downward. We are glad to see our ICU utilization go down as well. Statewide today, we had 511 new cases with 8 new deaths. In Forest County, we had 12 new cases today. Lamar County had 6. I will say over the weekend, Forest County had a couple of hot days, 26 on Saturday and 33 on Sunday. Lamar County had 28 on Saturday and actually had a negative number on Sunday, which is, again, when you see a negative number for new positive cases, that's typically where data has been reconciled, where a positive test result attributed to one county was actually in a different county, so that probably accounts for what that was. Either way, though, 18 new cases metro area wide today. Total since March, Forest County is at 2,047, Lamar County is at 1,360, bringing the total of 3,407. Our 5-day average has picked back up slightly because of a couple rough days over the weekend. Still, though, we're glad to see that we're at 20 and 10, respectively, for Forest and Lamar County's 5-day average. Our inside 14-day number, this is where we look at the number of people whose positive test results have come back in the last 2 weeks. This gives you an idea, because this disease has a 14-day or fewer life cycle. It gives you a basic idea on how many active cases you could have in your community. That's not a completely accurate count, but it gives you a general idea of what's out there. In Forest County, that number has crept back up to 227, though still well under where we were most of the last month. In Lamar County, that number is at 134. And so looking at the trend line on this, we again saw a steady decrease throughout most of the month of August. We were kind of waiting to see what's going to happen when now the universities are back on campus. Classes start this week at William Carey. Classes at Southern Miss are still online, but students are back on campus. So I think the full effect of college campuses and K-12 schools will be felt in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Week-over-week comparison, Forest County was at 284 inside 14 days last Monday, 227 today. Lamar County was at 186, now at 134. So still a 100-person drop in terms of the inside 14-day combined for the metro area. Our hospitalizations were also down as well, down 3 from a week ago, and then ICU were down 4 from a week ago. We continue to follow these numbers, especially the week over week, because we want to make sure we're moving toward accomplishing those goals of protecting the vulnerable, people over the age of 60, people with underlying or chronic health conditions. If we can protect the vulnerable, we're less likely to have people from our community go in the hospital, which means we're less likely to overrun the healthcare system, which is our second goal. And again, this week we're going to be making decisions on what we do with executive orders, whether we keep the 10 p.m. rule in place or whether we open things up and go back to midnight or something else. So it's important that we accomplish the first and second goals so that we can continue prioritizing public health while giving the private sector the space it needs to operate. We continue to push the widespread availability of testing, wearing masks, watching our own data, listening to all voices. Census update, we have 36 days left before the end of the census count. We are now over 55% in terms of response rate. That's a good sign for us. We went up 0.2% over the weekend. We need that number to go up higher and go up faster. So if you know someone, if you have not filled out your census form, if you have a neighbor or a family member or friend or coworker who is not, now is the time to be asking. You saw on our Facebook page today that we started recognizing businesses who had 100% participation in the census. That's so important that we get that done. So if you know someone who hasn't filled it out, or if you have not filled it out, please go to HattiesburgCounts.com and click the first link. It takes all of 5 minutes to fill out the form. Some city news. We're watching Tropical Storm Marco, as I'm sure you are. We know that Marco has deteriorated over over the last 24 hours. You can go to our WDAM partners with Nick and Patrick if you want to understand all the ins and outs of why. But either way, it's deteriorated. Looks like we're not going to have tropical storm force winds in Forest and Lamar counties, which is always a good sign. We do expect 1 to 3 inches of rain and possibility of a spin-up tornado. But if you would, just stay weather aware tonight, because this is going to come rolling in soon. And the big thing that I would ask of you is just when these storms start, don't get out on the roads. We know that we will take on a lot of water quickly in this city, just based on previous experience. So we don't want you out on the roads getting trapped and forcing first responders to go and get you out. And so watch that. I would also encourage you to keep an eye on Tropical Storm Laura. It continues to drift west, but it's in true 2020 form. We have no idea what she's really going to do right now. And so the forecast will change over the next 24 hours. But again, bottom line, we're going to see some rain this week. And it's probably going to happen in short bursts of time. We get a lot in a short amount of time, which again goes to the fact of please stay off the roads once the water starts and rain comes, and just don't do dumb things. If you need sandbags, they're available at the Forest County EOC office, who also still has masks at 4080 US Highway 11. You can also go to Station 1 on North Main Street and pick up sandbags as well. If you have not signed up for Hub Alerts, for text message alerts when things happen, text HBERG to 888-777. It's very useful in times like this. Tomorrow is also our franchise fee referendum. This happens once every 25 years. And because of COVID-19 and the lack of available poll workers, there's going to be one precinct tomorrow that's going to be at Jackie Dole Community Center on Front Street. Polls will be open from 7 to 7. Please bring your ID. Please wear a mask. If you don't have a mask, one will be provided to you when you get here. But again, Jackie Dole 7 tomorrow. Again, this is all about, are we going to continue getting 3% from Mississippi Power of the gross proceeds from residential, commercial, and industrial accounts? By voting yes, you are not affecting your power bill at all. You are ensuring, however, we will continue getting those funds. If you vote no, and this doesn't pass, then we're going to lose $1.2 to $1.4 million of our general fund, which will have to be made up somewhere, or cut out of places like paving. And so I encourage you to go out and cast a yes vote tomorrow. It's that important. We have to do this every 25 years. This is our year to do it. Other cities have had to do this as well. So I encourage you to get out tomorrow and vote yes. Our act of courage today, I want to recognize both of our emergency management operation centers, both in Forest County and Lamar County. They have dealt with a pandemic since March, dealing with masks and watching infection counts, and really having to deal with the public health crisis while there are also now 2 storms in the Gulf. And so to Glenn and James, we appreciate all that you do and all that your staffs do. They do such a great amount of work that they don't get credit for, but to Forest County, especially Glenn, because he is on every call with us and has quarterbacked a lot of this from the beginning, we say thank you. As we go into the week, remember to wash your hands, take care of yourself, wear a mask if you're out in public, do only what is essential. Remember, you're safer at home. Again, we encourage you to vote tomorrow for the franchise fee referendum. Keep an eye on the storms, and have a good rest of the night.